What if two simple words could completely change the way a woman experiences a conversation with you? Not because the words are magical, not because they are some secret manipulation technique, but because of what they reveal about the man saying them. Most men think attraction comes from saying the perfect thing, looking impressive, being constantly available, or trying to make a woman like them. And that is exactly where many men go wrong, because people can usually sense when you're trying too hard. Your voice changes. Your reactions become calculated. You agree when you actually disagree. You start thinking about how you're being perceived instead of actually being present. And even if you never say it out loud, the other person can often feel that something isn't natural. Real confidence works differently. It doesn't perform. It doesn't chase approval. It doesn't need to control every moment. And today, I'm going to give you 2 words that can help you practice exactly that. The first one is interesting. But there's an important difference. I'm not talking about throwing the word into every conversation like a pickup line. I'm talking about genuine curiosity. Imagine a woman tells you something unexpected. Maybe she has a completely different opinion from yours. Maybe she describes a decision you would never make. Maybe she tells you about a strange experience from her past. A man who is desperate for approval might immediately agree. Another might interrupt and start talking about himself. And another might become defensive because he feels the need to prove his position. But a grounded man can simply pause and say, "Interesting. What made you see it that way?" That's a completely different energy. You're not agreeing just to win her approval. You're not arguing just to prove you're right. You're showing that you're comfortable enough with yourself to explore another person's perspective. And that matters. Think about how rare genuine attention has become. People are constantly checking their phones, preparing their next response, waiting for their turn to speak, or trying to appear impressive. So when someone actually listens, asks thoughtful questions, remembers details, and wants to understand you rather than impress you, the interaction can feel completely different. This is one reason curiosity can strengthen interpersonal connection. Psychological research on relationships has repeatedly shown the importance of perceived understanding, responsiveness, and meaningful conversation. You don't become more attractive by pretending to be fascinated. You become more compelling when you are genuinely interested in the person standing in front of you. There is a huge difference. One is a performance. The other is presence. And here's where most men miss the point. They spend so much time asking themselves, how can I make her interested in me? A better question is, can I become genuinely interested in understanding her? That shift changes the entire conversation. Instead of searching for the next clever line, you're actually listening. Instead of trying to manufacture chemistry, you're allowing a real connection to develop. And now we come to the second word. This one is even simpler. No. Yes. No. But not an angry no. Not a disrespectful no. Not a childish no designed to make someone chase you. A calm, honest, uncomplicated no. Because one of the clearest signs of self-respect is being able to disagree without becoming hostile and being able to set a boundary without becoming nervous. Think about what happens when a man becomes extremely attracted to someone. Sometimes he starts abandoning himself. She wants something? He immediately says yes. She changes the plan? He changes his schedule. She has an opinion? Suddenly, he has the same opinion. She wants something he doesn't actually want? He agrees anyway because he's afraid that saying no might cost him the relationship. But there's a problem. When you constantly betray your own preferences just to keep someone's approval, you're not creating genuine connection. You're hiding yourself, and eventually that creates resentment. A healthy relationship needs 2 people who can actually be themselves. That's why a simple no can be powerful. Not because rejection creates attraction. Not because you should play hard to get. But because a sincere boundary communicates something important. I respect you, but I also respect myself. Imagine a woman you've been dating suddenly asks you to cancel plans you've had organized for weeks. You don't want to cancel. You don't need to become cold. You don't need to punish her. And you don't need to give a 20-minute explanation. You can simply say, I can't do this weekend. I've already made plans. But I'd be happy to see you next week. That's it. Clear, respectful, honest. And if she disagrees, you don't need to panic. You don't need to start defending your worth. You don't need to become aggressive. You simply stand by what you said. That's what a healthy boundary looks like. And notice something important here. Neither of these words is a trick. Interesting isn't designed to manipulate someone into liking you. No isn't designed to make someone chase you. They work only when they're genuine. If you say interesting while secretly waiting for your turn to talk, you're still performing. If you say no just to appear dominant, you're still performing. The goal isn't to learn two magic words. The goal is to develop the character behind them. Interesting represents curiosity. No represents boundaries. Together, they point towards something much deeper. Authenticity. You don't need to become a different person to become more attractive. You need to become less afraid of being yourself. Stop agreeing with everything because you're afraid of losing someone's approval. Stop pretending to have opinions you don't have. Stop trying to predict the perfect response. Stop treating every conversation like an audition. Listen, ask questions, express your real opinions, respect other people's perspectives. And when something doesn't work for you, communicate it calmly. You don't need to be rude. You don't need to dominate. You don't need to play psychological games. You simply need enough self-respect to remain yourself while connecting with someone else. And you can start practicing today. The next time someone tells you something surprising, don't immediately judge it or turn the conversation back toward yourself. Pause. Listen. Then say, interesting. Tell me more. And the next time someone asks you to do something you genuinely don't want to do, don't invent 10 excuses. Try a simple, no, that doesn't work for me. Then stop. You may discover something surprising. The more comfortable you become with honest curiosity and healthy boundaries, the less you need to perform for anyone. And that is where real confidence begins. Because the most powerful version of you isn't the man who can make everyone like him. It's the man who can walk into a conversation without needing approval, listen without pretending, disagree without becoming defensive, and leave without feeling like he had to prove anything. So, remember these two words. Interesting. No. One opens the door to genuine connection. The other protects your sense of self. And when both come from a place of authenticity, you don't need to manufacture attraction. You simply become someone who is comfortable being real. Now tell me in the comments, which one is harder for you to practice? Genuine curiosity or saying no?